OMG, FYI, it's Friday the 6th. So I've just this minute finished watching Friday the 13th part 6, Jason Lives, and it is the 6th film in the Friday the 13th franchise, and what I like to call the conclusion of what is said to be the conclusion of the Tommy Jarvis Trilogy. So it's written and directed by Tom McLaughlin or something like that. I can't pronounce it right. God, they've got so many complicated names to pronounce for me. And it stars Tom Matthews as Tommy Jarvis, so it's a different actor again. And Jason in this one is portrayed by C.J. Graham and Dan Bradley. Two people this time. So the film starts where Tommy and a friend of his are going to Jason's grave to dig him up and destroy his body, cremate it. Of course, Tommy then starts to the memories of that all start to haunt him again. So he gets a metal rod and stabs the body a few times before lightning strikes and resurrects the body, bringing back Jason Voorhees as a badass. This time, Jason has supernatural strength and power, so he can kill a lot more deadlier. It also has... so then Jason kills Tommy's friend and then takes Tommy's hockey mask. Tommy runs away from the scene. And then we get a close-up of Jason's eye. And basically it's like, the James Bond gun barrel shoot, where instead of him shooting, he waves his machete and slashes and blood squirts everywhere. Then it says the title, Jason Lives, Friday the 13th, Part 6. That's what it's titled as on screen, but a lot of us just call it Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. So Jason's back on the kill. Tommy Jarvis tries to convince the police that Jason's alive again, but they don't believe him. They think he's a psycho. Why do the cops in slashers are so ignorant? They just don't, they just don't acknowledge, let's get comfortable, they just don't acknowledge the fact that, the horror villain is out there, and he's out doing the kills. So Jason, there we go. Jason is out on the prowl. There's a couple that are camp counsellors, and one of them actually uses their common sense, knowing that they've seen enough horror movies to know that a person in a mask is bad news. Yes, bad news. And she does right by assuming that he is dangerous and bad. So, but the boyfriend, he's not convinced and thinks just by ramming the car close to him, he'll jump out the way at the last second. Of course, he doesn't, and, well, shit gets down and they both end up getting themselves killed. Now, Part 6 seems to be the only film, the only film in the series where the camp actually successfully opens and they actually get kids in the camp and getting ready for camp activities. Still, it all turns into a bloodbath. There's a couple in a motorhome that are counselled having one last night of naughtiness before they begin serious work. They're like horny ones. They both get killed in it. The woman gets her face smashed in by Jason, and Jason stabs the other guy in the head with a knife. And then just more kills happen. Another counsellor gets a head twisted off. Then the cops come to the scene. One cop gets his skull crushed. There's the graveyard guy. He gets broken glass rammed into his throat. There's another couple that get impaled together on Jason's machete on the bike. The blood count and the body count, sorry, is just huge, just bloody huge. So anyway, it's then the final showdown between Tommy and Jason, and Jason is lured over by Tommy shouting at him, and Tommy gets a rock and a chains the rock, and then chains it to Jason, attempting to push him in and drown him, but Jason won't go without a fight. But then the female protagonist, the daughter of the sheriff, Megan, goes into the lake to help him fight Jason. She sets the propeller on, and it starts slashing into him, and actually cuts a chunk of his mask off. So that explains why in part 7 he has a chunk of his mask missing, and we can see his jaw. So in this one, Jason was all mouldy and that, had maggots on his face until he got up out of his grave and they all dropped off. His eye, though, was in perfect condition. So, the kills in it are, there's one iconic kill where he folds the sheriff in half and literally kills him. It then ends where Megan revives Tommy and the kids watch and cheer, and then we get, the very next day we get a close-up of Jason in the lake, chained to the rock, and we see his eye open. This is a spoiler alert, his eye is open, and he's still alive, which leaves it open for part 7, New Blood, which I'll be doing vlog reviewing tomorrow. So Friday the 13th, part 6. Also, it has a great soundtrack from Alice Cooper, with some of his songs like Teenage Frankenstein, and the main song for it, He's Back, the Man Behind the Mask. I like that song from him. It's a good song. Friday the 13th, part 6, Jason Lives. I'm going to give this one a 4 and... Do you know what? A 4 and a quarter. 4.5, sorry. 4.5 out of 5, because it is actually one of my favourite sequels. So, and that is my opinion. So yeah, if you like this video, please give it a like. If you want to share, please feel free to share. Like I said, give it a like. Also, let me know what are your thoughts on Friday the 13th, part 6. Let me know in the comments down below. Also, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, social media, so I'll leave links to them down below. Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter to stay updated on what I get up to when I'm not on YouTube. And, and if you missed any of my 13 Days of Friday, I'll pop links to all those in the description below. So, yeah. Is there anything else I need to add? No, I think that's it. So, yeah, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you after this one. Until next time, goodbye, friends.